Welcome once again back to the lab. This is your old Professor Pilkin. We finally have the shiny Rayquaza raid. It's here. We are going to farm this thing like crazy. Now, unfortunately, you can only catch one shiny Rayquaza per save. So that is the one downside to this. But I mean, how many shiny Rayquazas do you honestly need? Let's be real. So, before we get into this, we're going to talk about Azumarill here, which I think is easily the just easiest, fastest, most reliable way to beat this thing. And I'm going to teach you a couple of moves that you can add to this kind of build here that will make this so much better, so much faster, and they're mega easy to acquire. But before I do so, let me just kind of do a little easy, quick self-promotion. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do so. If you guys are enjoying the content, hit that old thumbs up button. Helps the channel more than you know. That's it. That's self-promotion out of the way. Let's get down to this. So, build-wise, as far as this build goes, now, I have the Fairy Feather on him for one big reason. We are working towards the one-hit KO. We're not quite there yet, but we will be there soon. I am going to swap that out for a Shell Bell, though. Now, build-wise, I only have two moves on this mod, Play Rough and Trailblaze. And the main reason I have Trailblaze is because basically Rayquaza is going to, he's going to resist Grass by like 4 times, right? Grass is going to do nothing to him. Now, here's the deal. We do want to lower his stats a little bit. We have a small window in which to do that. But more than that, we're going to use Play Rough as our main DPS. Now, we need to find a way to buff and debuff our opponent. There are several different buffs and debuffs that Azumarill can actually utilize. But I have 2 personal favorites that make this really easy, really fun, and quite frankly, both debuff offense and defense. That is Tickle, and then for our buff, we're going to use Belly Drum. Big problem here, those are not TMs, and they are egg moves. And clearly, I already have my Azumarill, he's already been bred. How do I acquire those egg moves if I haven't, if they weren't bred in? Here's how. Check this out. So, I'm going to go ahead and get off, ride on a walk over here, and if you'll notice, nope, not that. If you'll notice in my party, I actually have Wo-Chan, and I have Iron Hands. And the reason I have that is because this dude right here, or Wo-Chien, I'm sorry, he's got Tickle. That's part of his, just one of the moves he learns along the way. Any mon that has it will work with this. Iron Hands, likewise, has Belly Drum. So, once again, one of those mon that just learns this along the way. Nothing really crazy. And it doesn't have to be these 2 mon. Any mon with Belly Drum, any mon with Tickle will actually do the same job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, let's actually, I don't want to put it away. We're going to go in here and we're going to swap this Mirror Herb over to Azumarill. There's a big reason we're doing this. The Mirror Herb will let Azumarill do one really important, well, any mon really, do one really important thing. What I'm going to do now that he has the Mirror Herb is I'm going to go ahead and set up a picnic. And basically, as soon as the picnic is set up, what I need has already been basically acted out. It happens as soon as you set up the picnic. So, I can go ahead. Yes, I'm done picnicking. And now, if I go in and check Azumarill, still holding the Mirror Herb, now he's got Tickle and Belly Drum. Any egg move that a Pokemon can learn, if it's holding a Mirror Herb and it has an open slot, it will learn those egg moves from other Pokemon in your party. So long as you obviously set up a picnic and do it that way. Did that in real time, guys. There's nothing special you have to do there. He just has to be holding the Mirror Herb, have the open slots. In this case, I needed 2 open slots, and he needed those 2 moves. It is that simple. So now we've got Tickle, we've got Belly Drum. Obviously, all of my stats here are hyper-trained. I have done EV training and attack. I did not EV train defense, though I probably should. This is an older build, unfortunately. But in reality, you should have EV trained defense or HP, one of the 2. HP is probably like better of the 2 if I'm totally honest here, because it's going to work for more things, more ways around. But attack up is the number 1 thing you need. You really don't need that much defense for this. But you do want a Azumarill at level 100. You really don't want to go in here with anything less than level 100. Now, the other half of this, if I go to my boxes here, and I press X to go over to held items, I'm actually going to give the Shell Bell over to Azumarill. And now I have my Pokemon build. I'm ready to go. So let's go back over to the raid. Where'd it go? It's behind me. So we go back over to the raid, and we just jump right on in. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. And once again, you don't need to do this with anybody. You can just body this event completely by yourself. It's so easy. So easy. The one downside to this is as you're kind of doing your debuffing, Rayquaza will do some stat changes. So while I would love to just kind of wear him down completely. Oh, this is fantastic. Check this out. So we have our Bolvia that's going to basically drop Grassy Terrain and give us some healing. And we've got Arcanine that's going to hit him with Intimidate, which is going to drop his physical attack, which is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, Rayquaza has a number of things in his repertoire, but it's not super important. Basically, he's most likely going to be hitting us with Earthquake almost exclusively. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up with a Tickle. Ticky, ticky. Oh, he hit us with a Hurricane. Interesting. That's a choice. There we go. So his attack is dropping. I'm not super worried about what he's doing currently. There's the Grassy Terrain, so we got some healing out there. So I'm going to do another Tickle. Now, basically, every time we do this, it's lowering his defense and it's lowering his attack. But notice that our compatriots here are also hitting him really, really hard. So I really think 2 is about the limit of what I can honestly get off. So now I'm going to do 3 Trailblazes and kind of build up to my Terralysis. I do need to Terrastalize for this to work. Well, I don't have to for it to work. It'll work without Terrastalizing, but Terrastalizing makes this infinitely easier. And the nice part is Trailblaze does like no damage. You could debuff him all the way. He's going to resist Trailblaze so much, you almost will never be able to hurt him. Biggest downside to all this, though, is he's taking a ton of damage here, so he's going to reset stats soon. And that is much to my disadvantage. Also notice that he put up his barrier here, and that's going to prevent me from doing Tickle anymore. So I really do need to get to the point where I can Belly Drum. Now, if you want to run this as a raid, by all means, have 2, maybe 3 other dudes out there doing Trailblaze and Helping Hand. All you need is Trailblaze and Helping, or I'm sorry, not Trailblaze, Tickle and Helping Hand. Have everybody else debuffing him. Not attacking, just debuffing. You get off your Trailblazes, and then everybody Helping Hands you, and then, well, before they Belly Drum, then have everyone do Helping Hand, and then with that final Helping Hand, do Play Rough and just watch the HP melt away from this guy. All right, Draco Meteor is not going to touch us whatsoever. There we go. So now we can Terrastalize. Oh, I don't want to Terrastalize yet, but my HP is really low. Let's go ahead and Terrastalize, do a Play Rough. We should be able to get a full heal out of this. Pretty close to, at least. Also, Trailblaze can increase your speed as well. So by this point, you should be faster than him. So not only are we faster, not only his defense is down, but he's going to negate that here at the end of this, which is truly unfortunate. Just everyone around me just did way too much damage. So he's going to nullify his stat changes here, which ain't great for us, but it's, if I'm honest, not world-ending. Oh, dude. Okay. Never mind. Let's cheer heal because I need to be above half HP. Come on, dude. This is what happened last night. We couldn't get above half HP, so it took forever to Belly Drum. You probably should Belly Drum a little bit sooner than I did. It is what it is. I just don't like to do it before I do Trailblaze. But he's at a point now where he's just not doing any damage, so we're good to Belly Drum now. Remember, you have to be above half HP to Belly Drum, and you don't want to drop so low that he can knock you out. Because if you do, then it's just no point. I probably should have Belly Drummed a bit sooner, but it is what it is. And because we're faster, and because we're Terrastalized, let's do a Play Rough. And this should be strong enough to break his barrier, maybe, and then some. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Now, part of that comes down to the huge power ability, because remember, that is going to buff your damage, like, immensely. And if you are running this with the other Azumarils, you can, with Helping Hand and with the Fairy Feather, Fairy Feather, you can have, I mean, you could pretty much almost one-shot this guy. It is wild. So hopefully I can bring you guys that, because that would be super fun, just to, like, one-shot this raid boss. But for now, let's go ahead and finish him off. This will be our finish move. Would have had it done a lot sooner had we gotten the belly drum off. Oh. I thought that would have been a finisher. Well. Well, then. I don't know if it was a low roll or what, but that should have finished him off. Doesn't matter, though. He's done now. Like. Did he literally avoid the attack? There we go. Super easy, super straightforward. And like I said, if you have 2, if not 3 other Azumarils with you that, number 1, aren't producing damage, number 2, are doing Helping Hand when you do play rough, the amount of damage you're going to produce is going to be foul. But it's a really easy build. Super simple, super straightforward. I think most people have this mon, and it's a really unassuming mon, so it's one that you can do, no questions asked. Now, we will probably revisit this later on this afternoon to do the one-hit KO, or the one-hit KO attempt, I will call it. But for now, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll be back with more coming in here really soon.